Hello, and welcome to Come Play With Us, a spooky storytelling podcast. My name is Leela, and I'm joined by my evil twin,
Ruby. We're actually both the evil twin. We're both writers with non-writer day jobs. We believe in the power of great storytelling, so we've invited guests with the challenge of weaving a tale about real-life hauntings and paranormal activities with the sole purpose of scaring the shit out of us.
We'll rate them to see how they've done. Our ratings go a little something like this: scared shitless, some chills, and I think I'll be able to sleep tonight. So the goal of this is, again, the power of storytelling. Can our guests tell a spooky story with a comprehensive beginning, middle, and end, and all the spooky tidbits that will scare us shitless? That's the goal, to scare us, because we don't scare easily. We're horror movie buffs. We watch a lot of scary movies. We listen to scary podcasts. We read horror novels. And we are just inviting our guests to come on and, again, scare the shit out of us. Today's guest is our niece, Rama, who's also into the paranormal and spooky stuff, and who I think we inspired to get into the macabre because we were always watching scary stuff when she was a kid.
I think that she inherited our love of horror and paranormal and the supernatural. And so what's great is that we've been able to do a lot of really fun, spooky activities together, like going on ghost tours. And we recently visited a house that's known to be one of the most haunted houses in New York City,
called the Merchant House.
And we brought our own ghost hunting equipment, which was basically our iPhones with ghost hunting apps. And I think that we made a little bit of contact here and there. And I think Rama can maybe speak a little about it, or maybe the ghosts have scared her so much that she's silent. And
she's silent now.
Yes, I love horror. And, I think it does have to do with you guys definitely being like one of my main sources of influence in that genre. I'm very versed in the different cultures and genres of horror, because there's the slashers. I like paranormal. That's my favorite stuff. I know about like desi shit, like churels.
Well, let's go
for our listeners. Desi.
Yeah.
What's desi shit?
South Asian. Brown people, South Asian. Okay, so I would watch a lot of scary desi paranormal movies. Main theme was always some sort of sexual assault. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Wow. Oh God.
Okay. You mean like Bollywood movies, right? Because
because like I watched this one called Haunted. Literally. No, it's not that Haunted. This is another Haunted, which I don't know if you guys have watched it. You should watch it. You should watch it, actually. But basically this ghost is obsessed. Okay, so basically this guy moves into this house, is rumored to be haunted. He's trying to figure it out. And the ghost of this woman, this young lady, is reaching out to him, and like he can also see the events of her becoming a ghost, and like just everything that happened predating him in that house.
Ooh, so it's like a God thing.
She's predating him in that house?
Yeah.
So she's dating him.
Dating him.
No. Okay, so it's basically like he is watching time. Like the past history of what happened in the house. Like he's going through it.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. This girl, she's taking piano classes at her house, and her piano teacher is pervy, tries to get onto her, and she hits him upside the head with a freaking candlestick, whatever.
I think you told me about this.
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah,
watching her
and
story play out.
So basically, he dies. He's haunting her while she's still alive. Again, this is past.
Wait, okay, hold on.
So there's like multiple, like
the main guy who the main guy who goes into the house. He is watching this woman's story. He dies and he haunts her.
No. She is the ghost, but when she was alive, she also was haunted by a ghost.
Oh my god, it's like Inception.
Yes.
By ghosts.
Yeah, Ghostception. So this piano teacher dies. This piano teacher dies, and he's haunting her, still trying to rape
Jesus
her,
Christ.
like as a ghost, like moving her dress and shit, ripping it,
I mean,
pulling her
there
off
is
the
something
bed.
really problematic already. Like this, a constant recurring theme in Bollywood movies is sexual assault and or attempted sexual assault. So
and
like
that's how the hero and heroine fall.
But that's already like a thing. So it's already baked into this like horror movie. They couldn't get away from it.
So like she is going through this. She eventually dies. I forget what from. But basically, it's also kind of like time travel.
You're selling it.
So no, I don't think it's good.
You guys
but you're not going to give anything away to us and or the listeners, right?
Is it drama or is it just scary?
No, it's a scary. It low-key has some Exorcist kind of
movies are not
facial
scary.
effects.
Well, they're never scary.
I just want to just say that most South Asian horror films fall back on exorcism or possession because.
But there's no exorcism.
So they're trying it out.
This is literally a ghost story. It's a ghost story, but it includes like kind of timeline merging.
Okay, don't say anymore because I might want to watch it.
I'm definitely not going to watch it.
That's fine.
Just watch it.
So we really set the scene. I'm at Ruby's place. We shut all the lights off. The candles are on. It smells like burning in here.
I have a lot of scented candles, so they're all kind of mixing together and creating this awful scent. But I think that will actually
smells like burning.
I think what it's going to do is going to heighten the discomfort.
Yeah, and it's hot.
Well,
so now I'm sweaty.
And it's just candles. It's dark. There are some sirens going by. Last night, I kept hearing a woman scream and laugh outside, and it was like 1 a.m. So that's
no.
Yeah,
no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, I think the last time I was there, I did hear somebody screaming, and I was staying at
New York, so
I was staying at Arcalla's place, and I just heard out the window, and it was nighttime, and there was somebody screaming out there. I don't know where it come from. I didn't see who the person was. I'm currently sitting in my room. It is hot as shit here, but it's also raining outside, and our AC is broken. So I have my fan on, and my window is cracked.
Oh, so you can hear the rain. That's such a nice ambient sound.
Yeah, well, it's not really raining that much. It's more just humid air now. So it's like moist in here. It's gross.
Do you want to tell us what your subject is for tonight?
Yes, so I did painful research on the Waverly Hills Sanitorium.
Is it sanitarium or sanatorium?
Sanatorium.
Okay.
Did I say sanitarium?
I have no idea. I'll go back and listen.
It did.
Why is your lights bright? Look, her lights keep flashing. Is your laptop screen?
Is it a ghost?
It's because I'm going through my tabs. That's why.
I got kind of excited.
All right. Waverly Hills Sanatorium. It is known as one of the most haunted places in the U.S. Originally, it was purchased and built in 1883 by a Major Thomas H. Hayes, and it was originally used for housing for him and his family.
Where is this? What state is it in?
It is located in Kentucky.
And this used to be like a mansion, pretty much, for a man and his family?
So, yes, pretty much. It was located in a very isolated area. It was far from any schools, anything, which basically led to Mr. Hayes building a schoolhouse that would later be named as Waverly. But funny thing is
So
that Waverly was
this is an isolated mansion with just a man
His
and his
family.
family
and his
and
family
a school
here,
teacher.
and they're on top of this hill, and
Yeah.
they're completely isolated from everyone else on this hill. That's like perfect for, that's just ripe for terror, pretty much.
Pretty much. It was built in, so the original property when it was a house was built in 1883. So, whole property later would be named as Waverly Hill with the extra E. Beginning of the 20th century, Louisville, Kentucky, which is where Waverly Hill is located, had an increase in tuberculosis death rates, and it actually had one of the highest rates in the United States at that time. In attempt to contain the tuberculosis, the Board of Tuberculosis Hospital was established in
I don't know why
1906.
that's funny.
Wait, there's a board of tuberculosis. That's what it was named.
Hospital. Like that's what it was called. Was established in
It was
1906.
the name of the hospital, so it was called the Board of Tuberculosis Hospital.
Yes, it was not an actual hospital. That was the name of the board.
Okay, so there's a board of tuberculosis hospital, not so the non-specific tuberculosis
Okay.
hospital.
Okay, they were established in 1906. Okay, Louisville's geographical location in Ohio Valley made it difficult to find locations where a TB, which I abbreviated because tuberculosis, also known as TB, where a tuberculosis hospital could be built due to the low amount of fresh airflow in the valley. Hayes' property had caught the attention of the board due to its favorable qualities, making it the best place for this hospital to be built. Its isolation and distance from the city, its view, and its high altitude made it ideal for a tuberculosis ward to be built. Hayes added a schoolhouse for his children because of how far away it was from any other educational facility or just civilization in general. And funny enough, it would be named Waverly School, but Waverly was spelled as Waverley. In 1908, the grounds would be named Waverly Hills Sanatorium. The second E in Waverly was dropped for reasons unknown.
So it was dropped from both the school and the hospital now.
Yes, so because the board wanted to make it a hospital, they named it Waverly, but they just got rid of the second E. They kept it Waverly because of the peaceful sound of it. It doesn't really sound peaceful, but I write. Over 2 years of construction, a 2-story administration building as well as 2 connected pavilions on each side were made to house 20 female and male patients each. And the sanatorium was officially opened July 26th of 1910.
Wait, so they expanded the original house?
Yes.
They built it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
They made it to how that way they could make it fit for the TB patients.
Was the school still there, or did they remove the school?
You'll find out later.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah.
And is it still isolated? Like, is it still?
Yes. The reason why they chose Mr. Hayes' house in specific was because of its location and its isolation from everything else.
Okay.
So
because
yes,
they didn't want
it
people
is.
to get sick or anything from. Okay.
It's a great setting.
This is already good.
Yeah, so due to the rapid increase in tuberculosis cases, as you can imagine, the hospital did come to capacity very quickly. Vacancies became sparse, and construction on the sanatorium to turn it into a 5-story facility quickly started. Also, side note, as far as vacancies, if you can take into account just how rapidly it was being filled, there were actually approximately 2 deaths a day. So as soon as those people died, those rooms were being filled. So there was really no room for breathing. There were an estimated 50,000 deaths at the sanatorium, and that's total. So I guess ranging from when it opened as the sanatorium in 1910 to when it closed in 1982. So this enhancement of turning it into a 5-story facility quickly, it raised the capacity to approximately 400 people and was officially reopened as such on October 17th of 1926. But while Waverly was progressing, so was medicine, and that introduced a new antibiotic made to combat tuberculosis named streptomycin in 1943. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I'm not going to try again.
Yeah, you get points for effort.
Yeah. It wouldn't be until 6 years later, in 1949, when this medicine would be administered to patients at the hospital, causing the population to decrease, leading to its closure in June of 1961. After its closure from 1961 to 1962, it was reopened in 1962 as Woodhaven Geriatric Center. So it was no longer called Waverly. So it would become a nursing home for the treatment of elderly patients with dementia and mobility limitations, as well as the mentally handicapped. Concerningly enough, it was closed 20 years later by the state due to a grand jury inspection finding several accounts of patient abuse, as well as the general degrading state of the facility. Many attempts to refurbish the property were made, from turning it into a prison to building apartments to even attempting to build the world's tallest statue of Jesus on site.
Okay, that was definitely like a response to something then.
All fell through due to insufficient funding or just people going against it, and this eventually led to its state of abandonment. Some of the main things that make it, I guess, haunted or scary. There was a long 500-foot concrete tunnel named the Body Chute.
Okay.
It was a method of disposal to shelter the living, so those patients that were still alive, from the dead bodies, from the people that have passed, whether it was from tuberculosis or natural causes or any of that stuff. But it was constructed to discreetly dispose of the past to the bottom of the hill on the property.
Oh, so the chute, you dump
a body,
and it would just
No,
shoot.
so it was called the Body Chute, but it was just a really long ass hallway. Like they would carry the doctors would carry. Yeah, it's called.
Oh.
Okay, because
Okay,
I literally thought it was a slide
I thought it was a slide, and then they dump the body, and it slides and tumbles out
into outside,
No,
into a hill outside.
Yeah, it shoots out of the building, tumbles down the hill, and is never seen again.
So the chute was built
That's what I
for
thought.
that purpose. They had to manually, physically take the people out there on their carts or whatever. They were not just throwing them down a glorified water slide,
And
or
were they
not a
taking them
glorified
out and
water
still dumping
slide.
them, or taking them out to like a?
I mean, they dumped them when they got to the end of the tunnel, I guess, but
outside.
it was also outside.
There's a pile of
But it
bodies
was
just building outside.
Yeah, but that's where you get the ghosts.
pretty
And
much.
residual
Funny enough,
tuberculosis.
there aren't many reportings outside. Most of them are inside the actual building.
Yeah, because they died inside.
But yeah, so they really were just discreetly disposing of these bodies just so they can kind of, I guess, make the patients feel better, make them think they're not going to die when they absolutely knew they were going to die. Yeah.
So it was just like an optics thing.
Yeah, pretty
PR.
much.
Why does your
PR?
Why does your screen keeps going black like that?
Because I'm switching tabs.
It's kind of creeping me out.
My Microsoft Word is in dark mode, so it's dark.
It goes to black like at the creepiest
Oh,
moments.
thank goodness it's Microsoft Word. I just thought you were reading off Wikipedia.
Hell no. I didn't even use Wikipedia for my research. So some experiences that visitors have experienced. Some hear voices in empty rooms. They smell odd sense. And there's also people feeling the sensation of being touched, and then there have been apparitions spotted as well. One of the most famous ghosts there, which ironic, it's not really ironic, but it's just kind of inconvenient. There's not much information on him, but it's a ghost boy named Timmy. He was said to be 6 at the time of his death at the sanatorium. Cause of death was not known to be either from tuberculosis or any other illness. We just really don't know why he died or how he died. But he reportedly likes rolling balls back and forth with visitors and playing pranks on them.
Oh, well, that's
That's
fun.
sweet.
That's lighthearted.
cute.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cute, but I'm also just like,
I can handle that.
no, like
So-
I would be unsettled if I was standing at the end of this hallway and I see a red ball rolling towards me.
I like how you decided it's a red ball.
Yeah.
Because
What if it's not? What if it's
no, it's somewhere in there. It said that it was red ball specifically. I guess it's like a boy.
So it's a ghost ball.
No, it's not.
It's not a real
And
ball.
then does he say you'll float too?
No.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If I was in this place and I was standing at the end of a long hallway, and then I just saw a ball just bounce towards me, and then I just see this kid appear at the end of the hallway.
Okay, yeah, I would be scared.
I would be scared. I guess the way you explained it, I thought that's so cute. Like he just wants to play. Like I just think about like.
Well, yeah, it's
you know, like another
endearing
kid
because
is-
it is also just like a little 6-year-old boy that wants to play with brick balls.
Playful
Also,
one.
so you were saying that his cause of death is unknown. When you first mentioned him, I assumed that he had died from tuberculosis because it was a tuberculosis
I think-
hospital.
Well, they probably brought other patients.
Well, like I said, because it wasn't only the sanatorium, it was also a geriatric center. There were mentally ill people there as well. That
Okay.
could go for
And
children.
he could have been any kind
He
of
wasn't
patient.
geriatric.
No, but he could
There
have
were
been...
mentally ill patients there. Like he could have had some kind of mental illness. He could have gone through patient abuse. It could be a number of things that he could have died from. But it's not known whether or not if it was tuberculosis or anything else.
Because when you said his cause of death was unknown, I immediately went to murder.
Yeah, me too.
He could have been murdered. Patient abuse.
Okay, so
Yeah.
now he wants to play. So he's the most well-known ghost.
He's the most well-known. He's the one that most people have interactions with. That's why he's so notable. But they're really like, I tried looking for more information on him, more history on this boy, and there's literally nothing. I just see that he likes playing with balls.
Is this something that's just happened over the years with people who worked in that building or were like construction people, or is this like even like on modern day ghost tours and stuff in that building? Like, is that
modern day? That is still experienced. If you guys have seen, I've shown you clips of Buzzfeed Unsolved, right?
yeah?
Yeah. So, I mean, they went there. They did the whole ball thing. That's what it's more known for due to like.
Wait, this is the whole
people
ball thing.
experiencing it.
What did they do?
Like throwing the ball and it coming back and stuff like that.
Wait, was
or
the ball
rolling
already
it.
there, or did they bring their
Did
own
they
ball?
bring their own?
Well, I guess we'll have to
I think
watch
they
to find
brought
out.
their
Yeah,
I
I
think
guess
they
I'll have
brought
to
their
watch
own
it.
ball.
Do some homework.
I think they brought their own ball, or
And
they
the-
found one.
And so what happened? What happened in the Buzzfeed Unsolved?
In that episode, they rolled the ball, and it landed on some graffiti that said their names, which was, I mean, I don't know if it was like coincidental or like.
Why are we laughing and not scared? We're so cynical. I
Okay.
wish we were scared right
Yeah,
now.
Rama, you're supposed to be
because-
scaring us.
No, but it's impossible to scare anybody because none of this shit is scary.
But you,
Unless
you
we were
supposed to
there.
pick,
You're-
like, the
you're-
scariest story to tell us.
Your assignment was to scare the shit out of us. So far,
I'm
you have
trying.
nice shits about me.
Okay, so there's more, right?
There's
So
more,
There's
there's
more.
more.
Yeah, I just said that he's the most
Okay.
famous, but just has barely any information on him. Okay, so Timmy, that's it. And then there is the notable 5th floor of the sanatorium,
Okay, I like this.
which is known to be where the mentally ill resided when it was the geriatric center. It's classified as the most haunted area of the sanatorium.
Ooh.
More specifically, room 502
Ooh.
is the most haunted, where 2 nurses committed suicide.
Oh my gosh.
Reasons for suicide being 1, hanging herself due to getting pregnant out of wedlock,
Oh my God.
which is very interesting. The other, jumping from the window due to stress.
Oh, that's so sad.
Was this building haunted then? Because the stress could be
Well, the stress is from
caring for mentally ill people.
Well, I mean,
it's
yeah.
overcrowded. It's likely an overcrowded facility because there's 50,000 patients over a matter of 70 something years is a lot, and she's probably underpaid. She probably was overworked. I mean,
she probably never was able to leave. Considering its isolation, she was probably like a stay nurse. Like she had to stay there.
She's probably suffering.
What I was going to comment on earlier, though, when we were talking about the kids not seeming like they can't be portrayed as anything other than creepy. Oh my goodness. Kids are like ghost children are normally correlated with demons because of that innocence that children have. It could be a possible demon disguised as a child to gain your trust, like an Annabelle situation, pretty much.
Okay, that definitely adds the creep factor.
That's
yeah. Because now I think Timmy's a demon.
He could be a demon, considering we don't know how he died.
Right, there probably never was a kid named Timmy there. It's just been a demon this entire time. It's such an evil haunted place that brought in this demon.
So we're talking about two different things though, because we're talking about a haunted sanatorium, and we're talking about a haunted floor, and then we're talking about demons. Let's go back to the 5th floor and the
nurse suicide. So the nurses both committed suicide in that room,
and the hauntings there.
They're really just tied to that room. Some visitors have seen apparitions of women in nurse uniforms, and others have, while being in the room, felt the compulsion to jump from the window.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And that is all I have for right now, because that's really all that I could find.
There's a movie that...
Wait, will we rate her story?
Well, I just want to mention one thing. There's a movie that came out that was a super low budget, but one of the more terrifying movies I've ever seen. Session 9.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, but I think we might have actually seen it with your dad. Didn't we? Was another movie?
No, we just watched it at home.
So Session 9 is probably one of the most terrifying movies we've ever seen, and I've seen it a million times. And I remember that. And in the movie, they're cleaning. They're doing
renovations.
Is it renovation, or they're doing some kind of construction work on this abandoned sanatorium? And I remember the main actor gets everyone gets super haunted by it. And I won't give anything away, but I remember we watched this. I think it was on the DVD, and we watched. It was the behind the scenes of this movie, and the actor who played the main character had said that. They were filming
on the roof.
Oh, he was on. I think he said he was on the roof by himself, or it was in between filming. He's on the roof, and he heard behind him a voice that told him to jump.
He had just had this inexplicable urge to jump.
And he had this urge to jump. So it actually just kind of reminded me of that, because I guess that stayed with me. It's been a while since I saw that movie and saw that behind the scenes featurette, but that just stayed with me because that's just terrifying to just hear that voice, So we rate it?
Okay.
I just rate it, guys.
All right. Well, I
already know what it's going to be.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I want to preface this rating.
You can't see, but I'm making symbols underneath the camera.
I want to preface this by saying...
Satanic symbols?
Yeah, we are. I want to preface this by saying that at first I didn't feel as scared, because it was okay, people were sick and they died, and okay, there's some ghosts, and it felt like a commonplace haunting. I think that for me, where I started to really get that creeping sense of dread was Timmy. I think when I maybe kind of, I guess I made up my mind that Timmy is a demon, and just imagining meeting Timmy in that place, that kind of pushed it a little bit more into the super creepy territory for me. But I wasn't 100% terrified. Like I think I will get to sleep tonight. I'm a little creeped out. There's the hallway is like dark behind me and it's open and my back is to it, so it's
Yeah, what if a
in
ball
there.
just rolls towards you?
Yeah, little
Say
ball
it's
just
in the
comes out of
hall.
the hallway. So I think I'm more scared of Timmy. I think I'm more scared of Timmy than I am of anything else.
So that was Ruby. Good luck to our listeners being able to tell apart our voices. I think it was pretty creepy. I think the you set the story up really well, giving us all the anchoring details, and that it used to be a home, just an ordinary home, and it got rebuilt and rebuilt.
Yeah.
It was almost like a Frankenstein's monster, and it turned into the sanatorium. Yeah, Timmy was the scariest, I think, detail for me. That does creep me out. I think
Timmy's gonna stay with me for a while.
Even though there's a lot of there's ghostly phenomena in the sanatorium, and we're talking about Timmy being a demon. So, but I'm like fully on board with Timmy being a demon.
I think what's so great about horror and scary stories is that once you hear it, you kind of create the story even more in your mind, and so that's where Timmy came in for me, where I took Timmy and I built upon him, and so now he's terrifying me just thinking about him. Yeah.
The Buzzfeed thing didn't scare me because someone could have just gone and written their name, and
or they could have thrown the ball, it hit a wall, and it came back to them.
Yeah.
Well, the thing with that was I guess the coincidence of it, because they did roll the ball and they just went to where it stopped bouncing, and funny enough, it landed on a piece of graffiti that had both of their names on it.
So it's like Timmy took the ball and
then got a spray can. Anyway, BuzzFeed.
Okay, I'm trying not to make Timmy less scary.
we need to have BuzzFeed like us because they do roundups of best podcasts. So
okay, sorry,
please
BuzzFeed.
love us. But yeah, and I think obviously I'm creeped out. Like I'm looking past Ruby's shoulder to the hallway, and if I see a little boy peeking at me, I'm gonna freak out. Yeah, I think we could have had more scares and more chills and thrills, but
I would have liked
the main thing really about the sanatorium is just how sad it is, because like while there were
there's a lot of
deaths there,
horror in sadness, and I think a lot of contemporary ghost stories or even like true life paranormal phenomena have to do with the place where really sad things happen, like someone who's a victim of like domestic violence, or they were killed by like an intimate partner, or they were like murdered by a family member, like suicide. So there is those do kind of go hand in hand, and I can see if this place really isn't haunted, I can just see how I could walk into this place and just feel it, just because of that weight of all that sadness and all that death and grieving and mourning, that, and all this, just people who are going there with all this hope, and they don't make it, so I can see that. Okay, so what have we decided?
Okay, I think let's talk amongst ourselves.
We already decided. I thought we were showing it.
Well, we should pick one rating combined.
Okay, well, while you guys talk about that, I'm gonna
but
talk
we both agree on the same rating.
Okay, so are you ready? I'm gonna play you the rating we chose.
Okay, that's really good.
Still playing. I forgot what that one was.
That is so we have our ratings 1 through 3, and the highest, you scared the shit out of us.
The middle is some chills.
Yep. And the final is, I think I'll be able to sleep tonight. So this rating is some chills.
So we got
We got
out.
creeped out. I got some chills.
But I'm
keep thinking of the little boy.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna stay with me for a while, but I'm not
scared shitless.
I'm gonna be able to sleep tonight. I mean, I'm usually not able to sleep because I'm thinking about like home invasion.
Just go watch Haunted, and then you will not be able to sleep.
No, I'm gonna watch Haunted, and I'm probably gonna be able to sleep.
Thanks so much for listening. If you'd like to get in touch, you can reach us at podcomeplayWithUs@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from our listeners. So if you have real-life ghost stories or paranormal encounters and you think it'll scare the shit out of us, please send them in. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye.